This is page 270. We're not quite at the top of the page. Let me show you where we're at. So this is the very top of the page. We're just starting right here because we did those problems on the previous video. So we're starting right here on page 270, called Using the Order of Operations. Expressions may have more than one operation or more than one variable. To evaluate these expressions, substitute the given value for each variable and then use the order of operations. So let's check this out. Example 2. As usual, I'm going to cover up and then show you what I would do. So question A says 4 parentheses x minus 4, and then it tells you what x is. So just like before, what we do is we copy down all the numbers, and then I'm going to take x out and replace it with 7, because it says right here that x is equal to 7. So this is how we're going to solve this one. We're going to start inside the parentheses. 7 minus 4 is 3. I'm going to leave that inside the parentheses because 4 right next to 3 doesn't mean 43. It means 4 times 3. The parentheses tell us two things. They tell us A, to do this operation, and then B, that it's multiply. So 4 right next to 3 is equal to 12. That's the answer to this problem. The answer to A is 12. All right, let's move on. Question B. B is a very similar looking problem, except it says 4 right next to x, and there's no parentheses. So I'm going to go ahead and replace x with 7, because it says right here that x is equal to 7. But 4 right next to 7 doesn't mean 47. It means 4 times 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a 7 inside parentheses, and then I'm going to do minus 4. The reason why here is because I have two options. I'm going to go back and analyze this. I can either do multiplication first, or I can do subtraction first. Multiplication comes first, so I'm going to do 4 times 7 is 28. And then I'm going to subtract 4, and I'm going to get 24. The answer to this one is 24. Now I'm going to show you both of these kind of right next to each other because it's really interesting. It's what happens when we have operations inside parentheses. 4x minus 4, where x is equal to 7. 4x minus 4, where x is equal to 7. You'd think those would be the same problems, but they're really not. In A, you have to do 7 minus 4 first, and you get 3, and then 4 times 3 is 12. And in the second one, you do 4 times x first. 4 times x, x is 7, so 4 times 7 is 28. You do that first. So those parentheses change the order in which we perform these operations. It's really pretty interesting. Let's check out question C, or example C, I should say. It shows you a bunch of letters. It says w minus x plus y, but then it tells you what everything is. It says w is equal to 6, so I'm going to do 6 minus x is equal to 5 plus y is equal to 3. In the order of operations, add comes before subtract, kind of. They're actually kind of the same thing, but what we do is when we have both, we just work in order from left to right. So, and really I shouldn't have said that. Add doesn't come before subtract. Add and subtract go together, left to right. So what we should do here is 6 minus 5 is 1, plus 3 is 4. The answer to this one is 4. And the last one, we've got x squared minus x, where x is equal to 9. X squared means 9 squared minus 9. 9 squared means 9 times 9. It doesn't mean 9 times 2. It means 9 times 9. 9 times 9 is 81. And 81 minus 9 is 72. The answer to this one is 72. Alright, this video is going to carry on to the next page where we solve a couple more problems. So go ahead and stay with me here as we move on to the Your Turn at the top of page 271. We are on the top of page 271. I'm going to use this whiteboard right here to solve the problems. You're welcome to try these. In fact, you probably should. I think it'd be a good idea for you to try some of these and use the video when you're ready to check your answers. Alright, number 4. So the directions for 4 through 6 say that each expression, it says evaluate each expression for n equals 5. So in each case, what we can really do is go through and replace those n's with 5s. So number 4 is going to look like this. Number 5 is going to look like this. And number 6 is going to look like this. So we'll do one at a time. Number 4 is 3 parentheses, 5 plus 1. And we need to do the inside the parentheses first. 5 plus 1 is 6. and then 6 inside parentheses, 3 outside parentheses means 3 times 6. The answer is 18. 3 times 6 is 18. That's the answer to number 4. Number 5, I'm going to put 18 here using a caret. All right, number 5, 4 outside parentheses, then we've got 5 minus 4 inside parentheses. Make sure that's right, 5 minus 4, yep. And then we've got plus 14. What should we do first? We should do 5 minus 4 first. 5 minus 4 is 1. And 4 in outside parentheses next to 1 inside parentheses means to multiply. I've also got this add 14. What should I do first? Well, multiplication comes before addition, so I'm going to do 4 times 1 is 4. And I'm going to add 14. I'm going to get 18 on this one as well. The answer to number 5 is also 18. And number 6. We've got 6 right next to 5. That's not 65. It means 6 times 5. And then we've got add 5 squared. And technically you're supposed to do the exponents first, but you can do them at the same time because 5 squared is going to be 25. And you're going to add that to 6 times 5 is 30. And 30 plus 25 is 55. The answer to number 6 is 55. Cool. These are fun. All right, let's move this whiteboard down and take a look at the next 3. See if I have enough space here. So we've got here, evaluate each expression for if we find an A, it's equal to 3. If we find a B, it's equal to 4. And if we find a C, it's equal to 6. So on 7, I've got A next to B. A is equal to 3 according to the directions, and B is equal to 4. So A next to B means 3 times 4. And then C is equal to 6, so I'm going to subtract 6. Now if you're wondering where I got this 3, 4, and the 6, it's just right up here. A is 3, B is 4, C is 6. A right next to B means A times B, and then minus C. 3 times 4 is 12. Minus 6 is 6. The answer to number 7 is 6. Number 8, B right next to C. B is equal to 4. C is equal to 6, so I've got 4 times 6. I'm going to add that to 5 times A. A is equal to 3. So I have 2 multiplication problems to do, and then I'm going to add them at the end. 4 right next to 6 is 4 times 6, that's 24. 5 right next to 3 means 5 times 3 is 15. Add them at the end, I'm going to get 39. 24 plus 15 is 39. Number 9. A to the 3rd power. Go find A. A is equal to 3. So it's going to be 3 to the 3rd power minus parentheses. B is equal to 4. And C is equal to 6. I'm going to add those. Alright, inside parentheses first, I'm going to do 4 plus 6 is 10. I'm going to subtract last. I'm going to do this one right now. 3 to the 3rd power is not 9. 3 to the 3rd power means 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. So I just showed on my work down here. This right here is equal to 27. 27 minus 10 is 17. The answer to number 9 is 17. Nice job. This video is going to stop here. The next video will be the rest of page 271.